Okay, this is Grolsch Premium Lager from the Netherlands, Holland specifically. 5.0 ABV. Now, I've probably talked about this beer. I've mentioned it a couple times in other videos. Mostly what I mentioned was the bottles that it comes in. It comes in these stopper cap bottles, which are really awesome. Used to use them for homebrew. After a while they weren't so good because you had to replace the washers, the little rubber washers, but they were cool to have for homebrew. I mean, it just made your homebrew look cool, right? Green bottles, of course, so that's a bit of a problem for homebrew, but it was still worth it for the visual, anyway, the visual effect, the aesthetic. So yeah, we used to get them with the green bottles, stopper bottles, when it first came in. For a while, Grolsch has not been in my liquor store. They delisted it for a while, I guess, and now they brought it back in cans. So we'll see how it goes in cans. I've never had it in a can before, so we'll have to give it the old taste test. I remember liking this beer quite a bit. It was actually one of my favorite lagers back when I drank it in the bottle, so hopefully it'll have the same effect here. It's a fairly popular lager. It's pretty well known. I guess it's up there with Heineken and other imports. Okay. I wonder if this is an import, or as if it's brewed in here somewhere. Brewed in can by the original brewer, yep, so it is imported. Nice. Okay, so we'll open this up. Bear with me here, I have no fingernails. Okay. Use my McNally's Winter Spice glass here. That'll be sufficient for a lager. Okay. It's fairly skunky when I had it in the bottles. I remember it being quite skunky, but it wasn't bad skunkiness. It's just the sort of slight skunkiness you get with some lagers and pilsners. So hopefully that won't be any bigger. It might not even be skunky out of the cans. We'll have to see. So it has a nice one finger head. That's about consistent with what I remember from the bottles, and it's almost a creamy head. It's fairly thick and kind of almost creamy for for a lager. It kind of looks like a root beer float kind of head you get. You mix the old ice cream and the pop together or whatever. As you can see, it's got sort of a very sort of golden kind of honey color to it. Actually, it's fairly pale. I'll hold it up to the light here. Yeah, it's more of a golden sort of straw color. I was looking at the color of my curtains through this thing, and it kind of darkened it up a bit. But so yeah, that's about the same as what I remember. So we'll take the little whiff of the aroma now. No real skunkiness. No real sweetness to the smell either. There's a sort of a corn. It's a corn kind of smell. Actually, it's a very pronounced corn smell. It almost smells like corn nuts. Very faint smell of that. It's sort of a dry corn kind of smell, eh? Nothing else really. It's not a remarkable smell. I seem to recall the smell of the bottled version being quite a bit better. The bottled version smell was, it had this skunkiness, and I seem to recall it being a teeny bit more sort of spicy maybe. This is just a corn smell, and a very dry one. It is different from most other lager smells I've had though. Usually you smell a corn smell, and it's a sweet corn kind of smell. So we'll take a taste now. Hmm. You know, I can't say I like it out of the can. The quality of this in the can does not stand up to what I remember from the bottles. There's no sweetness at all. I remember a nice little sweetness in the bottled version. Okay, maybe there's a bit, but mostly I'm getting on the sides of my tongue sort of a dry, that sort of same dry corn nut kind of smell or taste, like I had in the aroma. And it sort of produces a sharp bitterness at the back of the mouth, which is kind of nice, but it's kind of sour. Yeah. It's not horrible, but it's not horrible, but I recommend you get the bottled version, or if you can find it on tap, definitely get it off tap. But the can version, I don't know if I got a bad can or what. The date on the bottom of this expires 8/12/2009, so no, it shouldn't be a problem. I don't know what to say here, guys. Just avoid the can version at all costs. I mean, technically when you look at it, most can versions of beers, they actually can preserve the beer a lot better than a bottle in most cases, and the taste usually doesn't suffer unless you try to drink it directly from the can. Then you'll get a metallic taste mixed in, but no, the bottled version's way better. I think what it is that with the bottled version there is that slight skunky aroma, and it mixes with the taste. And of course, if you know anything about taste and smell, there's a direct correlation between what you taste and what you smell. And the sort of the slight skunkiness and aroma sort of changes the taste of the beer. I don't get that in the can version, and the beer overall, the taste of it suffers for it. So really you want the bottled version with the slight skunkiness to it. But otherwise you're just getting this sort of dry, bitter sort of corn nut taste, and it's not great. It's not great at all. It's passable. This would get a 2.5 out of 5. It's just a bare pass, right? But if you find the bottle version is actually, I'd give that about a 3.5 out of 5. It's actually quite enjoyable lager. But the can version, no. Almost a thumbs down, just a bare pass. Grolsch premium lager in the can, I stress this, in the can, gets a 2.5 out of 5. Look for the bottles.